Well, hello, all of my students. I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Jay, and it's time for another English lesson here on the channel. And as always, I am so excited to have the opportunity to help you to improve your English comprehension, vocabulary, and your fluency. Now, if this is your first time on my channel, I primarily accomplish that through stories. I enjoy composing and writing English stories to help you to improve your English fluency. So I hope you're ready to have a good time. I try to make stories that are engaging and stories that you can learn from at the same time. Now, if you enjoy what I do, be sure to use my playlist down in the description of today's lesson. I have a playlist of hundreds of lessons to help you to improve your English, one of which is my podcast. And so I do a weekly podcast where I go a little bit more in depth and take a little bit longer in having efforts to help you to improve your English. Also, at the end of today's lesson, join me for a short quiz to test your comprehension. And let me say, you guys have been doing a great job on the quiz questions. Those of you that have been answering, keep up the good work. So I hope you're ready for today's lesson. Let's get ready for a little learning and a little laughter. Let's dive in. So I'm going to read today's story and explain the vocabulary, and then we'll read through at a faster pace at the end. Dana was excited yet nervous about going bowling for the first time. She had seen it on TV and thought it looked like a lot of fun. So bowling is a sport. Actually, it's a professional sport, and you have a ball with 3 holes in it that you slide on your fingers, and you have to roll the ball down an alley that is waxed and attempt to knock down 10 pins in 2 attempts. I have been bowling since I was a child. I enjoy bowling. And in this country, bowling is something that people do as a leisure activity, a hobby. Some people do it as a sport, and they join what's called a league, where you have a team of bowlers and you compete against other teams. And the more pins you knock down, the higher your points, and whoever has the most points wins. And so my wife, she enjoys bowling. We go bowling every so often. I enjoy bowling so much, I bought my own bowling ball. Okay, so I enjoy bowling, and I thought this would be a great story because you see it on television a little bit here in this country. Now, notice Dana saw bowling on TV and she grew an interest in it. Have you ever seen something on television and thought, maybe I'll try that. Maybe that's something I could do. Maybe it was a tour. Maybe it was a sport. Maybe it was parachuting. Would you jump out of an airplane? My wife said no, but my son said they want to do it. So maybe we'll go parachuting one day. Her friend Sarah, who was an experienced bowler, offered to teach her the ropes. Sarah was an experienced bowler. So Sarah had been bowling several times before. And notice this phrase, Sarah offered to teach her the ropes. That's a popular phrase. And so we often say, show me the ropes or teach me the ropes, which means to instruct me, show me what to do, show me how to do it. So you often hear this when you meet someone that has no experience. Let's say you got a new job and the boss or the supervisor may say, welcome to your first day on the job. Don't worry, I'm going to show you the ropes. I'm going to teach you the ropes. Or if I needed to show you how to wash my car and you have never done it before, I would say, hey, don't worry, I'm going to teach you the ropes. Or if you're learning English, I would say, hey, you should watch Jay's channel because he will show you the ropes when it comes to speaking English. As they arrived at the bowling alley, Dana was amazed by the size of the bowling pins or bowling balls and the shiny lanes. The size of the bowling balls and the shiny lanes. So the bowling alley is the place where we go to bowl, okay? The bowling alley. And when you get there, they have balls that are the same size, but they are in different weights. So you can get a ball that weighs 8 pounds, 10 pounds, 15 pounds, or 16 pounds. So it just depends on what you're able to carry and use. I usually get around a 10 to 12 pound ball. If it's too light, it's not that fun. If it's too heavy, then I can't really control it. So 10 to 12 pounds is what I usually use. And the lanes are shiny. Notice the lanes are shiny. They're waxed. They have a line that you're not supposed to cross. And if you cross the line while you're bowling, you can actually slip, fall, and hurt yourself. So you have to be careful. Dana's first attempt was a bit of a disaster. So it didn't go well. She didn't do good. The ball went flying into the gutter and she almost slipped on the shiny floor. Sarah couldn't help but laugh, but she encouraged Dana to keep trying. So the gutter. If you're unfamiliar with bowling, be sure to Google bowling or how to bowl on YouTube. And you'll have the lane in the middle with two gutters on the outside. So if you don't bowl the ball or roll the ball on the alley, then the ball will fall in the gutter and you won't hit any pins. So we call that a gutter ball. Okay, you don't want to roll a gutter ball. With each turn, Dana's confidence grew and she started to get the hang of it. She even managed to knock down a few pins. Now, this is a great moment to stop. Isn't that how life is? You start out not doing well, or you start out making mistakes, but the more you try to do it, you become better. Your confidence grows, okay? It's just like young people or a young marriage. You start out the first few years and it's pretty tough, but the more you learn each other, the better your relationship gets. Or just like when Dana went bowling, if you can remember when you started driving a car, you probably were driving slow, maybe hit the curb, but the more you got behind the wheel, your confidence grew and you got better. So this is a great life lesson. Sometimes in life, things start out difficult, but the more you work at it, the better it gets. Just like your English journey. Okay. Can you remember when you first began speaking English, how difficult it was? Now your vocabulary has increased, your comprehension is better, and you're becoming more of a native speaker. So that's just how life is. And if you notice, I try to do my stories with a little life lesson. So remember Dana, she started out bowling, not doing well, in the gutter, but now she's doing good and she's knocking down pins. So no matter what you're doing, keep going. So let me say this, for the last 2 days, I haven't done a video because I also cut grass. I do landscaping, and my lawnmower broke on me. I had a belt that broke, and this was the first time this happened on the new mower, and it took me 4.5 hours to fix the lawnmower. Okay, but I learned what to do, so the next time it happens, I know exactly how to handle it. Okay. By the end of the game, Dana was having a blast and she couldn't wait to go bowling again. So to have a blast means to have a great time. So we went to the mall and had a blast. Or I went to visit my grandmother, you might say, and we had a blast. Okay. I watched Jay's English lesson and had a blast. So we had a good time. As they played, Dana's skills improved. On one turn, to her amazement, she bowled a strike, knocking down all the pins at once. Oh man, that's so fun. You feel like you're so special. So when you bowl and knock down all 10 pins on your first roll, that's called a strike. Now, if you have 3 strikes in a row, which I must say I've done numerous times, that's called a turkey. Now, if you roll and knock down 5 pins, 6 pins, 7 pins on the first roll, 1 pin, or no pins, but on your second roll, you knock them all down, that's called a spare. So I enjoy bowling. Bowling is very fun. She couldn't contain her excitement. Another time, she managed to pick up a spare. There it is, hitting the remaining pins after her first throw. Dana was pleasantly surprised by how quickly she was improving and how much fun she was having. And that's how we should try to live life. You know, whatever we do, try to have fun. Okay. Try to have fun, try to get better, try to improve. I enjoy being progressive in life. Okay. Last sentences. As they left the bowling alley, Dana thanked Sarah for teaching her how to bowl. She realized that even though she was a beginner, she could still have a great time and learn something new. Yeah, I like that Dana allowed someone else to help her. Sometimes people have what we call pride, and they don't want anyone to teach them anything. They try to do everything on their own. But life can be a lot more simpler and easier sometimes if you allow someone to help you. Well, I'm helping you improve your English, and I hope you enjoyed that story. Now, let's go back and read the story all the way through without any interruption or any explanation, and then we will have a few quiz questions. You ready? You can also, I forgot to say this at the beginning, read along with me if you don't know, down in the description, I have today's story and you can follow along with me. Okay, let's dive in. Dana was excited yet nervous about going bowling for the first time. She had seen it on TV and thought it looked like a lot of fun. Her friend Sarah, who was an experienced bowler, offered to teach her the ropes. As they arrived at the bowling alley, Dana was amazed by the size of the bowling balls and the shiny lanes. Dana's first attempt was a bit of a disaster. The ball went flying into the gutter, and she almost slipped on the shiny floor. Sarah couldn't help but laugh, but she encouraged Dana to keep trying. With each turn, Dana's confidence grew and she started to get the hang of it. And she managed to knock down a few pins. By the end of the game, Dana was having a blast and she couldn't wait to go bowling again. As they played, Dana's skills improved. On one turn, to her amazement, she bowled a strike, knocking down all the pins at once. She couldn't contain her excitement. Another time, she managed to pick up a spare, hitting the remaining pins after her first throw. Dana was pleasantly surprised by how quickly she was improving and how much fun she was having. As they left the bowling alley, Dana thanked Sarah for teaching her how to bowl. She realized that even though she was a beginner, she could still have a great time and learn something new. We made it through. Oh, wow. What a great story. Okay, so now it's time for a few quiz questions. Let's see if you can get these correct, and you can answer them down in the comments section. Number 1, what is bowling? Okay, describe to me what is bowling based upon what I explained in today's lesson. Number 2, have you been bowling before? Now, I was shocked on my last, I think it was on my podcast, episode number 6, Rachel's Journey. And I was talking about a panda in the zoo. And one of the quiz questions was, have you ever been to the zoo? And I had so many of you say you've never been to a zoo before. And I don't know if it's because you just haven't been, or maybe your country doesn't have them. But it would be a great experience. And so I love finding out about you guys. Let me know, have you ever been bowling before? And if not, is it something that you would be interested in doing? Yeah, let me know. Does your country even have a bowling alley? That would be something I would be interested in learning. So your answer may be no, because maybe they don't bowl in your country. Let me know. Or in your area, let me know. Question number 3, what is having a blast? What does that mean? And leave me a sentence, a creative sentence using having a blast. And finally, what does show me the ropes mean? So you have 4 questions I want you to work on until our next lesson. Okay. Well, that's going to do it for today. I definitely appreciate you hanging out with me for these few minutes. I get such a thrill putting these lessons together and presenting them to you, as well as helping you. Now, if you're trying to improve your English and you want some personal attention, I do online tutoring, and I have one-on-one English sessions available. There is a link down in the description that says one-on-one lessons with Jay. You can click that and you can schedule a time with me. And if you enjoy my format that I have here on the channel, then you will definitely enjoy the format in my tutoring session. So reach out to me. You can go to my website and you can email me. I would love to hear from you, what country you're from. You can put that in the comment section, and we'll just keep on having a good time here on the channel as I help you to improve your English. I've got some great announcements coming, hopefully by next week. So some of you have told me you would like for me to put together a course, and I've been working on that. So hopefully I will be able to release that pretty soon. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and your coming weekend. As I always say, I hope you join me on my next English lesson. I'll see you then.